We're taking liberty, motherfucker!
How you doing, everybody? September 30th, 2017. In a little over a month, it's gonna be Beat a Leftist Ass Day. Antifa wants to come out and start holy hell across the country. I say we give it back to them in spades. Fuck those motherfuckers. Beat their motherfucking asses to the ground. And below, I'll put you in the fucking ground. I don't even gotta dig a fucking hole. Motherfuckers. Think you're gonna come out and fucking fuck with my liberty? Fuck you. And I'll tell you what, these leftist motherfuckers, they find everything to complain about. I watched this bitch down in fucking Puerto Rico do a press conference about how the Puerto Rican people are fucking dying, they need help. She's doing it in a fucking warehouse, packed to the fucking brim with supplies. Maybe you ought not do it in the warehouse filled with supplies and cry that you're dying. How about get those supplies out to the people so they don't die? The fuck? They gonna lay in bed, wait to get fed? The fuck? Man, I don't get it, man. These leftists do the stupidest shit and then they complain it's somebody else's fault. It's the same shit all the time. What else did Donald Trump do wrong? Let's see. Oh, he made the economy good. He's breaking down regulations. Oh, that's right. The hurricanes are his fault for pulling out of the Climate Change Act. You know, whatever he does good for the country is the reason why the world's getting fucked up. I'm sure the volcanoes are his fault that are erupting. I'm sure the hurricanes are his fucking fault. And I'm sure if we have a cold, snowy winter, that's going to be his fucking fault too. Well, I know the Puerto Rican plan is, the leftist plan with the Puerto Ricans is to use the humanitarian effort in Puerto Rico as a hammer to beat Donald Trump and to say he's a racist, he don't like Hispanics, that's why Puerto Rico's suffering. And they're not suffering. They got just as good aid as the rest of the states did when they needed it. The only thing I see different is, this is what I noticed different. Texas and Florida and Louisiana, Mississippi, even Alabama, they seem to be able to do a lot of the rebuilding themselves. They take the aid from the government and they run with it and they get things fixed. Louisiana, on the other hand, seem to just lay there and expect other people to come and do absolutely everything. I noticed that's the one big difference. There are some places that'll do the work, and some places the people just lay there and wait for someone to do absolutely everything. So I don't understand the difference in culture, especially when we all come from the same country, which I hate to say it, we are a group of 50 countries. That's the way we are set up to be. We are not one big giant country. The federal government is not a country. It is the caretaker of certain deeds that need to be done for the states. And after that, they have usurped and stolen power and running roughshod over the citizens and the states that granted them that power to begin with. We have to start taking it back, using what the intent of the Constitution was, what the intent of this federal government is supposed to be, what they are allowed to do, and the states ought to start taking back the power of what they are supposed to do. I notice everybody wants to pass the buck. The states want to give away some power so they're not responsible and they don't have to hear the bad news or the people piss and moan. Even the politicians, Congress usurps their authority, gives it to the executive or gives it to the EPA or the DEA or any other agency that they could say, no, that's not us. Don't be mad at us. You get elected to do certain things, and then you usurp your responsibility, pass the buck, kick the can down the road, and essentially fuck the citizens that put you in power. And I hate to say put you in power. You fuck the citizens that granted you the privilege to serve them. That's the way it should be put. Some of you, most of you, should be tried. And a lot of you should be hung. I won't go into specifics who I think, because no one has actually been found guilty. But I'm sure if there were trials for certain people, they would surely find themselves at the end of a rope if justice was fair. We have to start exerting ourselves if we want to break the chains of tyranny. Like I said, these leftist pricks on November 4th, they want to start trouble. They want to start pushing their leftist agenda by force. We have to all but destroy them. If they're still around on November 5th, that may be a win for them. I don't want this kind of violence in our country. I want to live by the Constitution and the Bill of Rights that was put forth by our founders, which is a fair document, especially when the laws have been changed to include other people that weren't originally granted these privileges. They're not even privileges, they're rights. They weren't granted their rights, which definitely was wrong, but you're getting them now. And I don't understand this push to say we were treated unfairly, we want a total tyranny. It does not make sense to me. I don't understand. Take your liberty, build your life, and forget about it. I don't want the government in my life at all. What happened to the days where it was said the butcher, the baker would never know the tax man? We got the fucking tax man and the rest of the fucking government up our asses every fucking day. I don't even need a colonoscopy. Why don't you just ask an IRS guy, hey, what's up there while you're fucking me? God damn. I don't know. We're in trouble. This country's in trouble. It needs our attention. It needs our action. If we're ever going to be a free people again and the envy of the world. Yes, we were once, not so long ago, the envy of the world. And why we're not the envy today is because we're turning to shit like North Korea, like Venezuela, like Cuba. Those are dark, dark days in those countries. You want to stand on food lines? You want to live in squalor? I'll tell you what, I'd rather have the no health care than have the health care that they have. It's a death sentence to get sick in those countries. Unless you're rich or a politician. You're fucked. Michael Moore put out a load of crap when he showed the hospitals in Cuba. He showed where the government class and the army brass goes. He didn't show where the people go, where they're laying in beds filthy with sores on them, with bugs crawling on them, where there's blood and urine and feces on the walls. It stinks to walk into the place. You'll vomit just by the stench. That's the hospitals in these fucking tyrannies. That's what you want? And the government officials, the politicians, and the rich motherfuckers that push these fucking agendas are not the ones that are going to live under them. Do you think they would push that kind of fucking healthcare system if they had to go to a dirty, filthy hospital with bugs and rats crawling over the place and no medicine? Hell no. think they support public schools with all the shootings and the weird shit going on and just cross-gender bullshit? They're teaching the fucking second graders? Hell no. They got private schools. It's always good enough for us, but never good enough for them. Yet they say that's what you need. I don't want none of it, and I don't want to pay for none of it. You all can go fuck yourselves. And I'll tell you what, when enough of you people feel the same way I do, maybe something will fucking get done about it. Now think about that. Put that in your fucking craw. And try to have a good... One other thing before I call this a night. I just want to tell you guys, do your homework. Learn about the systems of government that these leftist authoritarians want to rule us under. And learn about the systems within the government that they want to rule us with. Like the healthcare system. Remember, you control the healthcare system, you control society. These people think we're too fucking stupid to put our fucking pants on in the morning, let alone rule the rest of our lives without their constant interjection. The more you learn, the more you will resist. I can just about guarantee it. That's all I ask. Do your homework, learn about these things, and I swear you will say, no way, hombre. Have a good night.